Episode 639. Deception finished scanning his immediate surroundings, then swept his gaze elsewhere. Every viable escape route he could see was already guarded. Deception was a little puzzled himself. He'd scavenged plenty of times before, even hauling in bigger hauls than today's, and never had a guild kicked up this much of a fuss. What was going on today? Had he picked up something really important to the guild without realizing it? Deception had quick hands. He'd already clocked every piece of gear he picked up, and nothing in his memory stood out as particularly godly. Now, seeing the scale of the pursuit, he began to doubt his own memory. He couldn't help but open his inventory and glance through it, only to find nothing so extraordinary it would shake heaven and earth. Lord Grimm was saying,
"There are exits everywhere. The real question is whether you have what it takes to walk through one."
Can you just shut up already?
Deception was getting anxious. The guys on both rooftops had clearly settled in for a siege, and with one end of the street blocked off while the other was being pursued, it really did feel like a net closing in from all sides.
"I'll show you how it's done."
Yi Shu spoke, and just as the satellite beam attack finished, his character burst forward, following the exact same path Deception had taken, without a single deviation. Deception froze for a moment, but time left no room for second thoughts. He could only follow suit and charge forward. Lord Grimm didn't wait to reach the wall before leaping up. The players on the rooftop weren't about to just watch. They unleashed every attack they could muster. Lord Grimm raised his myriad manifestations umbrella overhead. With a series of clicks, it transformed into a propeller. He was using the mechanic's mechanical propeller skill. While airborne, he executed several bizarre drifts, dodging every single attack. Deception was seriously frustrated. What kind of lousy demonstration was that supposed to be? He just flies up in a helicopter. What's a ninja supposed to do? Where am I getting a rotor blade? Deception had no other choice. He leaped onto the wall again, using his ninja blade for leverage to start climbing. Then, atop the wall, an elementalist's robes billowed as his staff pointed toward him with cold indifference. Deception was about to dodge again when a sudden burst of gunfire rang out. A spray of blood blossomed across the elementalist's body. He staggered, the spell dying before it could be cast. Deception was overjoyed and quickly climbed higher. Shifting his view slightly, he glanced at Lord Grimm, only to witness a scene he had thought absolutely impossible. Lord Grimm used the mechanical wings to launch himself into the air, but found no chance to land. The mechanical wings' skill timer had run out, so the guy simply opened up with a Gatling gun mid-air, not only helping Deception by cutting short the spell that was about to blast him down, but also using the recoil from the bullets to glide through the sky. After cutting off the elementalist's spell, the bullets swept toward the other players. The row of players on the rooftop all staggered, but the recoil from the sweeping fire pushed Lord Grimm even further away from the roof's edge. Either way, the situation on the rooftop had given Deception a perfect opening to break through. Deception was stunned. Watching Lord Grimm drift further and further away, he simply couldn't believe that Lord Grimm was sacrificing himself to create an opening for him.
Dodge what? It's not like you'll die.
Just then, a shout rang out from somewhere. Clearly, the guards on this side weren't intercepting well enough, so someone was signaling them not to worry so much about taking damage, just to lock onto their targets and keep them from landing on the roof. The guards on the rooftop snapped out of it, dodging on instinct when attacked. That was a deeply ingrained habit, especially for the more skilled among them. The players from Heavenly Domain had all come out of club-affiliated guilds, so of course they shared that habit. Deception completed his final leap, and as he landed on the rooftop, he swung his blade to force back the player blocking his path. The launcher before him completely ignored Deception's close-range counter. He swung his hand cannon and used the launcher's lowest-tier skill, Jab, a head-on collision. He didn't care how much damage he took, as long as he could knock Deception off the roof. Deception knew the situation was dire, but it was too late to change his attack now. He could only pray for a stroke of luck. Then came the sound of a sword slicing through the air. A flash of silver streaked down beside him. It was Lord Grim again, dropping from mid-air with a single-handed silver light fall.
Join the party.
Deception heard the shout, and a party invite flashed before his eyes. Without a moment's hesitation, he exploded his APM, doing nothing else but frantically mashing the accept button. He couldn't afford to be slow. He knew that this silver light slash could end the fight right here, but if he wasn't in Lord Grim's party and didn't get damage immunity, that same slash would send him flying too, right back down to the street below. In that split-second instant, even Deception couldn't tell if he'd clicked agree first, or if Lord Grim's sword had struck first. The moment the sword touched the ground, the shockwave from the silver light blade immediately rippled outward. The launcher was sent tumbling backward from the impact. He managed a quick recover to stay on his feet, but his chance to intercept was gone. Deception finally landed steadily on the rooftop. He completed the party formation just before the silver light slash came down.
Not slow, are you?
Deception heard Lord Grim say this. The moment Lord Grim landed with silver light slash, he rolled and immediately chased after the launcher, swinging his blade. Deception suddenly pieced it together. That guy had been spraying with the Gatling gun in midair, pushing himself even farther away. How the hell did he blink right next to him in an instant? Deception turned his head to look, and saw Lord Grim's figure behind him, helplessly falling.
Shadow clone technique.
Deception was a ninja, so he knew the shadow clone skill inside out. He used it mid-air as a teleport, then followed up with silver light falling strike to land fast. And in the middle of all that, he even sent himself a party invite. Deception was no rookie. He knew exactly how difficult it was to pull off that string of moves in mid-air.
There are exits everywhere. It just depends on whether you have what it takes to get through them.
Deception suddenly recalled that arrogant remark from earlier. Now, looking back, sure, the guy had used skills from multiple classes to get onto that roof, something no single class could ever pull off. But just the sheer sequence of moves he pulled off mid-air, keeping his character launched and floating for that long, that alone wasn't something just anyone could pull off.
Who the hell is this guy?
Deception was puzzled when he heard that guy shouting over there.
You just gonna stand there and die? Get over here and help.
Deception lunged forward in a single stride, and sure enough, someone had already attacked the spot where he was about to land. Deception felt a surge of fear. At such a critical moment, he had actually let his mind wander. Looking ahead, he saw the launcher, completely flustered after Lord Grim closed in.
What do you want?
Deception couldn't figure it out. They were already up here. Why waste time tangling with this launcher instead of finding an escape route and getting the hell out?
I'm here to scavenge.
And then, that guy just said it. He launched himself into a striker's front kick, booting the launcher clean off the roof. He dove right after him, with the unmistakable intent of not stopping until that launcher was dead.